My
And
life
we're here.
started.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. I'm Matt. This is my wife, Kim. Tonight, we are joined by Jessica Weekly.
All right, guys, listen, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but Jessica's with us. We want to do a trigger warning. Um, shoot, if I can get myself together. So tonight's discussion is we talk about addiction, overdose, trauma, prostitution, and substance use. Some parts of Jessica's story may be difficult for some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised.
However, this is ultimately a story about recovery, faith, healing, and redemption.
Woo!
Yep.
Get out of my head,
I
bro.
know, right? All right, Jessica, tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm originally from Mason County. That's where I was born and raised. And I ended up being in Meigs County as well as being in my teenage years. And I started pretty much hanging out with the wrong crowd. But partially, I was abused when I was a kid by my mom, by my uncle. And then I got sexually abused by both my cousins. And I didn't know how to fix the problem. So I went to drugs. And
Yep.
I was abused so much. So when the guys would abuse me, I thought that was how you were supposed, that's how guys were. I was
Yeah.
abused when I was 16, and it just continued from there. Each guy I got, it just kept grasping. I ended up with my daughter's dad. I stayed with him for 7 years, and we got on drugs really bad together. And I, as being on drugs, you do some crazy things, and I ended up with another man and had 2 boys with him. And my one son is not here today. He's been dead since I had him. I had him when I was 20 weeks.
I'm sorry.
And so I wrote out my testimony, and it's my life addiction was horrible. I did start use of alcohol and marijuana when I was between the ages 16 and 17 as a way to handle my trauma from childhood and relationships in my life. My use of substance ended up progressing to heroin, benzones, gasoline, horse tranquilizer, meth, and any opioid I could get my hands on. I smoked, I snorted, I huffed, and I shot up. And I eventually could not keep up financially with my addiction, so I turned to sugar daddies, selling my body for drugs. Yep. And I had I had men in and out of experience, and I experienced 3 overdoses. And my first OD was scary, but it did not stop me from using. And let me see where I'm at. And then my children had to watch all this. And during one of my overdoses, I became lifeless. And I had my middle child. She was with me. I want to say she was no more than 9 or 10 years old. I was lifeless, and the only thing that kept me alive was hearing my child in the distance saying, "Mommy, please don't die on me." My child also experienced my second overdose. They both had to help me and put me in the shower to keep me awake. And the addiction made me feel numb, miserable, horrible, and self-conscious, disgusted, and stuck. I pretty much thought I was stuck there forever. I never knew I was going to be out of addiction. And then, thankfully, I found an employment as a caretaker, as a home health aide. And I walked in there, and I didn't think she was going to hire me because I was still on drugs. But her daughter was a recovering addict, so she kind of knew what to deal with. She gave me the job. And as I went to my first client, I saw the reference about God. I knew God, but I didn't know Jesus. There's a difference between it all. And my family always said, if you believe in God, you're going to heaven, and my family also didn't like me on drugs, but they accepted alcohol because they did alcohol themselves.
Yeah.
And me and alcohol was not really it wasn't my thing. But when I went into my first client's house, I seen God everywhere, and I did feel uncomfortable, and I almost left. But as I helped the client, I observed the client and his wife praying, which was new to me. And my client, I found out he was a retired pastor, is why I felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he talked with me about Jesus, and this opened a new door for me at that time. And I was convicted to make changes in my life. My client let me know him and his wife kept me in their prayers on a regular basis. They invited me to church, but I wasn't ready to go into a church just yet. But God was working on my heart. And one day when I was there, they knew I was an addict and I was trying to get out of it. And I told him, my mom died. And my mom's been gone. In 2 days, it'll be 6 years she's been gone. 2 years ago, my dad shot himself. I was taking care of my dad during my 4 years of my sobriety. And when I walked in to see him with his head shot off, the only thing I could do was bend on my knees outside in front of Gallup-Plus of Ohio and scream out to Jesus, because I knew all my other experiences when people passed, I would go and relapse. And that was something I didn't want to do, because I've never went to rehab only one time. So you don't hear that. It's very rarely you hear somebody going to rehab one time and not going back.
Yeah.
So that was a shock to me. And so I forgot what we were. Sorry, I do that, and it's my trauma, because I have a lot of trauma, and I forget certain when I'm start talking. I forget, and I don't mean to.
You're okay.
But
you hit your knees outside after you found your dad.
Found my dad, and I just told God to just hold on to me, because you know who I am, and you know that I will go backwards, and I don't want to go backwards. And still to this day, it's in July 8th will be 2 years he's been gone, and I have not relapsed, with the grace and mercy of God.
You go, girl. Yeah.
But with my mom, I 6 months binged hard after my mom passed. And then my stepdad just passed before Christmas of last year. And during that process, me and my husband, we serve the Lord a lot, and we do meals. And the same day we were doing a meal, my brother's messaging me, telling me they're going to have to put him off life support. So my decision was, am I going to drop what I'm supposed to be doing for the Lord to go be with my brother and to be with my stepdad? And the Lord told me, no, let the dead bury the dead, and you sit here and do what you're supposed to do for me. So that was very hard, but it helped me grow into my spiritual part of it. But people want to talk about triggers. I allow triggers to happen, because if you don't go through the triggers, how else are you going to keep yourself clean? You got to fight through the triggers. And that's what I've done for this whole 6 years. I've been through a lot these 6 years. My stepchildren that I married my husband. And actually, I'll get back to this right here first, because when I got into outpatient treatment, and after I left that client's house, I screamed out to God in my car, and I got into an outpatient treatment, because that's what he said to go do. And I got on to boxing, and I did have the best nurses, and the counselor was amazing. She was of Christ, and that helped a lot. They helped me in recovery, and I eventually transitioned into Sublocade shot. I don't know if you guys heard of Sublocade shot, but the #1 shot, I recommend it to any addict. You do not have withdrawals. You don't have the sickness. You don't have the thoughts in your mind. And I did it for 8 months. And once I got done with that, I haven't been on the shot for 5 years. And I've done it without.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can do it. It's just you got to really want this. That's the thing, too. You got to really want this new life. You got to really want it. And the thing is, you got to change the places, the people, everything. I mean, I don't live in my county no more. I live in Athens County. When I got with my husband, he moved me here. Thank the Lord. Because I needed out of my counties, out of Mason and Meigs, because I don't think I would be clean today if I wasn't. And during this time, I prayed for a loving, godly husband. And his name is Chuck Weekly. And at this time, we started a relationship. And this led to marriage for my first time, as I'm his second wife. He is the best husband that God could have given to me. He prayed for me for the first 3 years of our marriage because we really didn't know if we was going to make it. And I haven't came to God just fully yet. And he prayed for those 3 years. And one morning I woke up and I was ready to go to church. And he said he had tears in his eyes. And I cried all the way to church because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And
Yeah.
but I realized that God was with me this whole time. So I was ready to go to church finally, and this was the best decision for my life, bringing Jesus into my life and in my marriage. I started attending church and regularly and got baptized for my first time. And today, my life has been on restored. Recently, my husband and I renewed our vows. Last year, we renewed our vows and made a covenant to the Lord. So he is amongst it always. And additionally, my children are very happy compared to when I was in addiction. They tell me every day now they're thankful that I changed my life around and that I am in recovery and that I can fight for my life now compared to what I used to be able to. And I am also now able to work through my past traumas instead of hide it with addiction. That's my biggest thing. I am very proud of myself for that. Addiction is not sweet candy. And when triggers do come up for me, when life happens, I hit my knees a little harder and I walk away from my triggers. And my relationship with Jesus helps me with these challenges. God was there with me in my addiction and is here now in my recovery with me. Without him, I would not be here today to even tell my testimony because I should not be here. Honestly, I should be in hell. And this is all him and not me. I am simply following God's will for my life, one day at a time. And I do feel God wants me to be honest and open about where I am in my walk with God. I do struggle with THC still because I am prescribed it, but I have let go of the bud. I do not smoke the bud no more. I don't smoke the dabs no more. And I occasionally don't even do the edibles anymore. I do vape. That's the main thing I do. I do still vape, but it's getting lesser and lesser as it goes because I keep asking him to take it because I know he will. And I use it mainly for medical purposes. However, I still struggle at times to not use it to avoid my emotions. I'm learning and working on trusting God with my emotions, knowing that he has felt them and will walk with me through them. I am open to accountability and prayers on this journey as I continue to work on my relationship with God. And I'm continuing to stay clean. I don't want to go backwards. I love my sober life. I may not have my parents here or my grandparents, but my mama asked me before she died on her deathbed if I would get clean. And I made that happen with the grace and mercy of God. I'm very shocked how far I've come. A lot of people has bragged about me. Even where I go, when I went to rehab, they brag because, I'm a poster child because I went there one time and I'm still clean. And he says I've not had very many can come in here just to do that because they're always coming back. But when I went in there, I was ready. I was done. I was done with the life. I was done being sick. I was done chasing. because it's all we did was chase. And
Yep.
it was not filling the void that I had in my heart, because I was hurt from a childhood up. I was told I was stupid, dumb. I should never been here. My uncle really hated me. I never understood why, and still don't. I never got an apology from him, but that's okay, because I forgive him, because God asks me to forgive so that he can forgive me, because I've done wrongly things too that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We all have. We all have.
And, but before my mom died, the greatest thing is that when I read my Bible, that God says, to make sure that you don't have no guilt when your parents are gone. And that's something I'm blessed with, because me and my mom, we fought a lot. She didn't like how I was, because I wasn't who I used to be when I got on drugs. And we fought a lot, but partially, and like I told her, why I did some of it was because she beat me when I was a kid when she shouldn't have. And I asked her why she beated me, and the thing that she said was because I looked like my father. And that really hurt.
Holy.
Yes, it hurt really badly. But she apologized with tears down her face, and she hugged me and told me she shouldn't have done it. She admitted it. And before my dad shot himself, me and Dad didn't have a very good relationship. He never did anything with his 4 kids that he had. And out of his 4 kids, we all struggled. My brother's in prison right now. He struggles with addiction and stealing and a lot of things. This isn't his first. I think this might be his 3rd or 4th time he's been in prison. He's never really got to live outside of prison because he don't know how to do it, really. He needs that guidance a lot. And my older sister, she only did alcohol, and so she didn't get to like me and my sister and brother did. We're all half siblings. He had he had a boy and a girl with one woman, and then my mom was 18 when she had me. My mom and dad are like 17 years apart. Yeah, my dad was, and he didn't do much with none of us. And when he had his massive heart attack, the hospital called me, and I tried to get my other 3 siblings, but they kept putting the fact that Dad didn't do nothing for them as a child. And I knew he didn't do nothing for us, but that's not how God asks of us. And I wanted to be better, because I wasn't doing good when I was an addict. So when I came to Christ, he gave me a new life. And he can take my new life anytime too. And that's why I be obedient to him. I have said my testimony. This is probably, I don't know, my 7th, 8th time now. I just said it 2 days ago. We in Praise in the Park, and we had Angel Harbor there, and they had their girls there, and we had 2 or 3 of them get saved. And there was even the girl, it was only 1 day clean, but she was so happy to have that 1 day. And that's all that matters, is that 1 day. Because once you get through that 1 day, you're going to get to say 1 month, 2 months, 2 years, 3 years. I've met people that are 10, 12 years clean, 20 years clean. And it's like, I can't wait to say that, because I can only say 6, but I'm still blessed I get to say 6. All my friends are dead. They have OD'd or got shot and killed, or got in a car accident and killed.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the ones I did drugs with are not here. And then I'm very blessed, because when I went to rehab, it was on December 16th of 2019, right before COVID. And that's what the thing was. They were all like, COVID's hitting, Jess. I don't know. You're probably going to relapse. They were all like telling me this stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not going to relapse, because I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen. Because I already know where that other side takes you, and it don't take you to anywhere fun. And this side that I'm on now, I can say I have a home. I have my kids in my custody. I have a vehicle. I have a job. I have kayaks. I have a family that loves me and supports me. I have my sisters and brothers in Christ. I've never had this before. And why would I want to give this up to just go relapse for just that little bit
Yeah.
of time? And that relapse might not even be a relapse. It could be me dead. And I don't want to be dead.
Yeah.
I
I
would
don't
rather
either.
stay here and still do what my purpose is. And that's another thing. I just started my job back 3 weeks ago. I quit home health when Dad did that. It enemy got in my head and said that was, and then I thought God closed the door. It was done. It was finished. And you don't open the doors back open when he closes them. So
Yeah.
I seen this. They're recovering addicts too, but she was an aide, and she did a car accident, and they didn't get to her until 6 hours later. They didn't find her. She broke her neck. She died
Oh.
twice.
Woo.
And she felt God's hand pull her up out of hell. So I know there's a Jesus, and I know there is a God, and he can get you out of it. And that's the thing. That's why I pray every day for so many of these addicts, because I didn't know who Jesus was either. And when I was ODing, everyone asked me, what did you see? What did you see? I seen black. And black's not what you want to see, because that's going towards the pits of hell. God gave me another chance. Now I can go to heaven. And these other ones didn't get that chance. And it really hurts my soul. It hurts my heart. Because they were my friends. And I know in addiction, they're not really your friend. But honestly, people don't understand. They felt like my friend, Deep down in my heart, they were my friends. Regardless if they didn't treat me. I have a big heart. Too big of a heart sometimes. I will go all out for everybody or anybody. And like my client loves me to death. I just got to, but he opened this door for me again. And he made it easy. Like, I had my job in the first week. And they were telling me I might have to do this because where I haven't did nothing for 2 years almost. I might have to do this and this and this. And they went above and called HRS, and then HRS said, no, hire her because she's good. And because I don't miss work. And when I do my job, this is my passion, is to take care of people. And she needed the light there because she can't do anything for herself. And now that the light is there, I see a smile on her face, and she has purpose to be here now. And it's good to be able to help somebody else to see the light, and then help her sister see the light, and bring them both to the light, instead of, because Satan does, he always tries to pull you back all the time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I have one of those in my head all the time.
Yep.
All the time. She's always trying to get me into mischief.
Yep.
I'm not going back.
Say, did you forget? I'm bought by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
It's what I do every day.
I just always like, not today. We argue. It's fine. I argue with myself, guys. Yeah, that happens. But I win at the end of the day, because you know what? Today, I can say no. Today, I am in control, right? That's powerful, really powerful. But
yeah.
But you seem to be in a good place where you are today, though.
Oh yeah, my mother and father-in-law. Because back in the day, I never really could get along with any of my exes. Supposed to be mother-in-laws. It was always wanting to be in a fist fight or screen match or something. And then when I came here with he moved me in. We were only talking, I think we were talking 2 months maybe. And then he moved me in because I was homeless at the time. I was living with my aunt. And I was just getting into recovery at the time too. So he knew, and I told him, and he's actually clean too. He's 8 years, I think, clean off of opioids. He had 3 failed back surgeries. So the 3 failed back surgeries, they were feeding him the the pills, and he realized it was time to stop. He cold turkey it with his mom helping him, but some can do it, some can't. His was a little different. Mine was not for that. It was more traumatized, trying to fix all my trauma. And I thought drugs was, being numb was going to
The
fix it.
answer. Yeah. Yep.
And it didn't become the answer. It felt good at the beginning. It felt great. It was fun at the beginning. And then after that, it was no more fun. It was you sick
Yeah.
if you didn't have it. And then shooting up when it made it even worse. And it's just, it's a blessing to watch, to see where I came from, even from a childhood being so abused, and then being abused in my 26 years of addiction, and then my 6 years of sobriety, of what he's got me out of. Like, there's people, I'll go to my hometown. I don't go very much. I'll go over there and they'll be like, "Are you Jesse?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "I didn't know if it was you or not." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And they're like, "Wow, what a transformation you have done." I say, "It ain't me, it's all him. I won't take his credit." I won't do it, because that's all his credit. Because I couldn't do it on my own. I tried to quit on my own so many times, and I'd relapse and kept relapse after relapse.
Same.
And I didn't want to go to recovery and rehab because I thought they were going to take my kids, because I already had my kids taken once from me, and I got them back. And I was like, I'm not going to let no one take my kids, and I just didn't want to go. And they're like, "We're not going to take your kids if you get in here to get help, honey. You're actually asking for the help." And I was like, okay, well, us addicts don't see that, because we always see the bad things, because that's all they ever do is want to rip everything from us.
Yeah.
And when we're already rip and tear to pieces, and that's the thing. That was partially why I was going to be a peer supporter, but
Oh yeah.
I went to a recovering photography class, because I have a camera that Dad left behind, and I was going to do. I like doing pictures, and in recovery, I never really did NA meetings. Like, I'm different. Like, I don't do all the stuff that everybody has done. And when I did go to this class, I probably was there for 3 weeks. And after the third week, I was done, because I was seeing why people are relapsing. Because I'm not going to sit there and keep saying that I am still in recovery all the time, because God done took my opioid. God done took my addiction. It's gone. It's erased. God took it. Yes, I can talk about my testimony, but I don't want to stay there, because that's not who I am anymore. I'm a new creature in Christ. And so I see it differently. And but that's how I see it. I just seen how some would say, well, I gave this up and then I went to this. Well, that's still, you're still substituting for another substitute. Let's not substitute for another substitute. Let's not make an excuse for another excuse. Let's just give it up. Yes, it's hard, but once you do it, it gets easier as it goes. Like, I haven't thought about an opioid. Couldn't tell you when. Like, it doesn't cross my mind. I'm so busy in my job, so busy into church, so busy into my Bible, that the world doesn't even bother me. Like, I don't celebrate Christmas or Easter or any of that anymore. I don't do pagan. That's gone. I erased that. I got generational curses off of me, because my aunt was in Eastern Star, and that is part of the Freemasons and stuff, and that's demonic. I read up on it, so I made sure that was getting taken off of me. And I have Indian blood, so they were all like, "We're getting that off of you too." So it's great to have sisters and brothers, because we come together and we pray for each other and we rebuke things out. And it's a different way. I don't know. It's a different kind of love, and to sit at Jesus's feet, and it's different, and I love it.
Yeah. So today life looks different for you, right? Than it once did. What are some things that you are most proud of today?
I'm proud that I am able to support myself and actually be able to, I can get up and go to work. I don't have to worry about a fix. I just get up and go. There's no thought process of, oh, what I used to have to go through just to get out the door. It's just shower, get
Yeah.
dressed, and go. And I'm like, yes. And going down the road, I love the scenery I get on my way to work because I get to see the river. And yeah, I'm working back in my hometown. They're in Meigs County of all places. God kept putting me back there. I have said my
Yeah.
testimony twice in that town, and then now I'm working there. So it's like, because I told him, I was like, I'll never go back there, and he's like, yeah, you are, but you're going to go back in a different way, so you can bring the others from the pits of hell and let them see me, so they can come and get their salvation. Let them get their addiction chains walked away from them. Let them have the bitterness out. We're not supposed to hate each other. We're supposed to love each other. And that's one thing I do. Another thing I'm really happy is that I don't have the anger anymore I used to have. I don't have the bitterness. And I love everybody. I used to not be like I was never a people person. I'm a people person now.
Me too.
And I'm I just and when you get around me, I can't stop talking about who helped me because he's the only person that done it, and I know it. I can feel it. And with other people's testimonies that alongside with mine, that's how I know there's a God. That's only how we're even created. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm blessed that I got to realize that I got to watch my first child graduate, and I was sober. My second child's
Yes.
getting ready to graduate next month, and I'm sober for hers. And then my
Aw.
son is 15, so in 3 years, I told him yesterday, I said, I'm going to be sober for yours too. That means all 3 of you kids got your mama sober for your graduation, and that's how it's going to stay.
Oh.
I also am very blessed today that my daughter that is 22, Shelby, is she lives on her own with her boyfriend. She maintains her own bills. She supports herself really well. She's not on drugs. I'm very
Aw.
blessed for that because at her age I was. Even my daughter that's 17, it's going to be 18 in June. She's got a nice boyfriend, and she's not on drugs. She doesn't party. She don't do the things I used to do. My son doesn't either. My stepchildren don't either. I love my 3 stepchildren. I'm their mama now. Their mom died 4 years ago, got shot and killed.
Oh.
So we went through that during my process of getting clean too. So I had to go through some trauma with them.
Yeah.
Me and my stepson didn't see eye to eye for a long time. He thought it was me that done some stuff that I didn't do. It was just the enemy because I'm the stepmommy. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going.
Yeah.
But
Somebody to blame. Yeah.
But I kept praying on it. And now me and my stepson has a good relationship. He knows it wasn't me that did it. He knows it just was a lot of hurt because he was young. He didn't finish school.
Yeah.
And but I pray he'll have his GED. He just got married too. On top of it, he's 19, just got married to his 18-year-old wife. She just quit school herself, so now they're both got to do GEDs, but at least they did the right thing instead of living in sin like I did, because they're seeing the difference of life, that's for sure. And my husband, he has taught me a lot. I've never had a man that actually cares about me. It was just for their fix. And then I was to the side, pretty much. He actually takes the time to get to know who I am and try to fix things. We pray together. We pray for each other. We go to church together. We worship together. We do meals together. We feed 200 people, at least 200 people. And we have a tent we go to on Fridays, Thursdays, and Saturday. We're like in it big time. You got everybody's welcome to come to this tent. I don't know where you guys are located at, but
We're from, well, I'm from Waverly, Ohio. He's from Salina, Ohio. So, but we live in Waverly. We live in Waverly.
Waverly.
Yeah.
So you're not too far from me. Not from
Yeah.
Athens, really. About an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. We keep talking about coming up there, Athens. We're going to. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
Gonna
you
happen.
guys are welcome to the tent. We'd love to have you guys. More
Yeah, we're gonna.
testimonies, the more to hear, the more souls we can save. That's what we're there for.
You know, what we're gonna plan it. We are going to plan it. We
Yeah.
keep talking about it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna
Yep.
get the wheels spinning in my head, but I've already got all these other things going on. But you know what? I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. When I say something's gonna happen, it normally
It does.
it happens.
Yep.
I'll figure out something. It'll just
Well,
come to me one day, and I'll just be like, okay. You know what I mean? She said, yes, come to Athens. Yes, Ashley, we're gonna come to
see,
Athens.
I've been trying to get Ashley to come to the tent too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
two girls that said their testimony, I hung out with Ashley Cook, by the way, the other one from Meigs County. We were in addiction
Yeah.
together. I helped her when we were in addiction, and now we get to help each other being sober, and that's the most beautiful thing, because that's when she came to do my daughter's hair last weekend. When we got those pictures together, I said, this is awesome because we can sit here and actually talk, communicate,
Yeah.
and not have the drugs to interrupt it. And we get to remember it and get to have a good time during it instead of a miserable time.
Girl, I can do something and I still don't remember.
Oh, I know, me too. Because I used to smoke that K2 stuff back in the day too. And
Oh yeah, dang, yeah.
Yeah,
I drove 30 minutes. I was unconscious at the wheel. I had both my kids, and I
Oh,
hit the. She got out of the seatbelt. My youngest daughter did, and she woke me up. And I sideswiped one tree. I tried to not hit him. Head on the other one. I was in a minivan. The engine came up, broke my tibia and fibia in half, and my ankle. All I had was skin and muscle holding it. And they were wanting to life flight me, and I said, you ain't life flighting me. I don't go in no airplane. If I'm dying, you can life flight me, but you're gonna put me in that squad to take me to Huntington. So they jacked me up and took me.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't want
there's
to
a
be
lot of. I'm like, when I was a
You're
kid,
freaking-
I was 3 years old. I drank Drano, and I was
Oh,
foaming at the mouth, and my mom was like flipping out because my dad put it on the table and she put it off the table, and dad put it back on the table. And mom said she come in there and I was on the table just foaming at the mouth, eating it. It was crystals. And take me to the doctor real fast, to the poison doctor. Then I had to get my tonsils and adenoids out because of it, and it gave me an ulcer, and my esophagus was a little messed up from it.
oh, I'd imagine. I was say you probably tore your esophagus.
Yep. But
Did that with cocaine.
like my husband says all the time, the devil tried, but Jesus didn't let it happen. Yeah, we do that with
Well,
him.
if there's somebody watching tonight that feels stuck in addiction and believe there's no way out, what would you say to them?
There is a way. You just got to take that step. Take that step to realize that you need help and not to be scared.
Yeah.
And just take that step. Just give the faith to God, because God can get you out of anything. If he can do it for me and to the next person and to the next person, that's why he died on the cross for us all. He didn't die for one person. He died for the whole world to wash their sins away, because he already knew. Because when he was already here on earth, he went through what we went through when he was the 40 days and the 40 nights that he was fasting. I mean, the devil tried to tempt him to make the stone into bread. If you're God's son, do it, and he's like, no. And I'm blessed that Jesus said no, because he fought all that. He fought it all for us. Now we just got to go endure for him to go to the eternity in heaven, because I can't wait to get there, because I'm going to get to see my son. that I didn't get to have time with.
Oh, same.
That was a very bad time in my life too. That I was only 20 weeks, and Holzers would not listen to me that I was in labor. They left me out there in the waiting area for an hour, and I was bleeding down my legs. My mom was telling them that I was in labor. And my ex at the time was trying to tell them, they still said, we got to wait for a room. We got to wait for a certain room. And finally, my mom went up there and told him one more time because I just was bleeding so bad. And when they got me back there, they wanted me to pee in a cup. And I was like, I said, I just need my mom for a minute. And I started crying because I already had 3 kids and it was time to push him out. I already went through all the labor. And I pushed him in the toilet and he was blue, gray. And the nurse starts screaming. And she said, I didn't know you were pregnant. And that's what they were screaming. They said, we didn't know. It's because they didn't want sued. And they got a bedpan. So when I got up, I had to put my baby in a bedpan. They didn't detach him for 2 hours later. Finally put me on the OB floor. Then they finally detached him. Then they asked to throw him in the trash. And I said, no, you will not throw my son in the trash. My son will be buried. Nobody's taking my son out of this room until the guy that I called to come get him from the funeral home. He paid for our coffin. He wouldn't let me pay for it. He paid for my little baby's coffin. And I helped dig. Me and my ex dug the hole where we buried him at. And I take care of it. I'm gotta go. His birthday's May 20th. I'm getting ready to go do it and get it all nice up for him. But I've went through a lot. I've had a gun.
Well, look at you today, though.
It's been like crazy.
Yeah. Same.
And it's like I went through all that, and then now I look at my life, and it's like I'll never go back. That's not who I am, and I don't want to be that version anymore. I love the version I am now because I can go out and help people. I can go tell them my story and maybe touch their soul. I've actually helped a lot more than I thought I was in Meigs County. I put a lot on Facebook, and I do it for Jesus. But there was a woman that I was at Walmart Mason, and she ran up to me and gave me a hug, and she's like, I finally got to see you in person. I mean, she was all excited, and I'm sitting there looking at her like, I don't even know who you are. And she's like, we're on Facebook. I watch your Facebook, and like, I'm like 11 years clean, 10 years clean, and just keep doing what you're doing because you're inspiring people. You don't understand because you're making us get out of our comfort zone. And I was like, well, that's what we're supposed to do, is get out of our comfort zone. We don't grow if we stay where we're at. And that's another thing I love because I grow more and more as I tell my story. And I do get nervous at first, but the nervousness keeps slithering away. And it's starting to get easier and easier as I go telling my story because I know I'm going to end up touching another soul, I hope. And I pray.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you've touched somebody tonight.
Oh, I have. I used to do stuff with another girl from Meigs County, and today she's clean because she's watched me do it. She said, if you can do it, I can do it. And I said, that's right. But always remember to keep Jesus next to you because the devil is a mean devil. And he can lie and scheme and tell you things to get you back to where you were. But you got to fight that and rebuke him out and just keep going forward. That's what I do.
And that's all you guys can do. That's it.
Yep.
Keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. I pray probably sometimes 50,000 times a day. I don't go to church. That's just, it's for people and then it's not for people.
Yep.
But I have a great relationship with God,
That's all that matters.
And hey, listen, he's got me where I'm at today. Do I still make some mistakes, some piss poor decisions in life?
We're not
yes.
going to be perfect.
But am I out on the street corner scoring drugs? I absolutely am not.
Baking bread, baby.
Baking bread and home goods.
Yes.
Homemade oatmeal cream pies. Anything that I can bake, I'm baking. I think I found my love for things, and baking is where it's at. So
My
And that's and he's laughing, and I'm being realist,
yeah,
whatever. Like
my
that's my happy
husband.
place, and that's what I do.
Yeah, my husband, he loves to bake. He bakes homemade bread. He does homemade everything. He made homemade pizza. Hey, he even made his own pizza sauce. Homemade pizza sauce. I was like, wow, babe. He's like, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it all. I was like, okay.
Yes.
Well, he stays
Yes.
home and he
And you're
does
going
spark
honest and
driving.
getting
But we only
fire.
got one vehicle right now, so I'm the bread maker at the moment. But he takes good care of the house for me. He cooks for me. So I'm very blessed because I didn't have that before. He's
Yeah.
a whole different ballgame compared to what I'm used to, and I'm very blessed to have him as a husband. I'm I'm blessed that this is
Aww.
my first marriage and it's going to be my last marriage, and not very many can say that either. And I'm blessed for that, and I'm blessed for all the 6 kids I have. I'm blessed that I got to have a grandbaby amongst it all. She is 4 months
Aww.
old, and I didn't know when she came. That's a different kind. Man, when you have your own kids, it's like a love. But man, when your grandbaby comes, it's a whole different kind of love. It's like wow. And now I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for the rest of the kids. Have more. I want more grandkids. So
Yeah.
then they can all come see Nana and Pop, and we'll just have a good time here. And I'm blessed because now I can show my grandkids a way to cope through life better instead of coping with drugs. And that's another blessing I
Yeah.
have too, because I can teach and show them how to not do that. And that was another
Lead
thing.
by example.
Federal hockey in here is putting the Bible back into our school. So that made it awesome. And I always said it would be great for recovering people to go in schools to tell these teenagers, hey, it might look fun, but this is where it will take you.
Yeah.
And
This reality
because
of it.
if they would have done that better in school for me instead of just, I know Dare tried, DARE, I know they tried, but they didn't physically bring somebody that was in the pits of hell, got out of the pits of hell, to show these kids this is what's going to happen. And this is what will happen through your life if this is what you choose. It might look fun, but it ain't fun.
I
And it
love
will
that.
trap you. It will trap you, and then
Yeah.
you can't get out sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that would be awesome to get programs like that in the schools.
I would
Yeah.
volunteer.
But I mean, it can be received either way, though, in the aspect of it. Because most people look at it like, I'm never going to be like that.
Yep.
You know, and some kids might take it like that, and it might make them want to go out and get high even more. You never know. Like, hey, I was one
That's
of those
true.
rambunctious, rambunctious.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. Children that would have been like, I was never going to be like my mom or my dad. I wasn't going to be the alcoholic, and I wasn't going to be the drug addict. And I turned out to be both.
Both.
Yep.
Because I was never going to be like them, but I ran right toward them as fast as I could, head on collision, and turned into both of them. So,
Yep.
but I
That's why
did
my
it
mom,
10
she
times
couldn't
fold.
figure it out. Because, see, mom never did drugs or alcohol. But my uncles would drink. And my grandpa, I think he drank. But she was like, well, I never did anything. So that's why my mom doesn't understand why my kids went and did drugs. Like, I was like, Mom, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything about what you did, really. I mean, certain things, yeah, access because you beat me. But just because you didn't do it doesn't mean that your kids aren't going to do it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I was trying to cope and trying to fill a void that was being hurt, and I didn't know how. And sometimes I'm I have a therapist, and I'm still learning how to give up certain of my childhood trauma that I had,
Yeah,
because
you got to grieve it.
yeah, because there's a lot that had
You got to
happened,
grieve it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
being
get
called
it.
stupid and dumb. I mean,
I've
my
been
own best
molested,
friend,
raped. You got to
yeah,
grieve it.
my best friend that I grew up with, she just lived across from my road. We lived right across from each other, and
Mhm.
all I did was answer my mom, and she grabbed me by the throat and threw me across the room, and I landed on the couch. And my friend didn't come back for 2 weeks, and I was like,
Ah!
she says, "You're going to come over here." And I was like, okay. So I started going to her house. She
Yeah.
goes, "My mom don't do that kind of stuff." I was like, "I know my mom does." And that's why I got in the fighting when I was even in high school. If I'd come home saying someone picked on me, mom's like, "Well, then I'll just beat you even more then, because you didn't go beat their butt, you know." So then I
That
got
was
in the
my
fighting.
favorite.
So then I started fighting, and it felt better. But
Yeah.
then I'm just in trouble for that too. And it's like, well, what the heck? I can't even fix the void. I thought I was fixing something. And, you know, it hurts my soul today because I did hurt my ex's sister. I gave her a concussion, tore ligaments in her neck when I really fought her hard. I wish I never did that. And I hurt one of my friends. I broke their nose, bloodied all over. My uncle thought we were going to get sued because it was on our property, but she's the one that started it. And I jumped 2 seats in the bus just to get another girl because she wanted to do flyers to say I was a cab driver. So, I mean, I did some crazy things. I mean, I jumped 2 seats just to get this girl, and it took 3 people to get me off of her. And mom's like, "Why didn't you just do UFC fighting then?" And then I used to think, well, I should have did that. And now I'm glad I didn't, because I don't want to hurt people. That's like the last thing I want to do is hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I just rather
Or
just
end up
love
getting hurt
somebody.
yourself.
Yeah, I just
Yes.
rather love them and show them what love can do instead of the hate, because the hate don't get you nowhere.
It doesn't. It
No.
does not.
And my client, like now, like today, I got to train another lady. I was like, I'm only been here for 3 weeks and they're wanting me to train already. But she's a 7. She needed 7 days, and I could only do 5 out of the 7. So now we have another girl. She's young. She's 21, and she don't do partying. She loves Jesus, and I told her that was good because most girls her age wants to go do that kind of stuff. And she said, "No, my sister is down that rabbit hole. I don't want down that rabbit hole." And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. Going down that rabbit hole is not fun. But
That's good
yeah,
though. At
I'm
least
very
she's got a
blessed.
good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, you got to have a good support system behind you too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For
So,
sure.
yes, because my husband and my kids are my biggest support systems. Definitely my husband.
Same.
And he
Same.
already tells me all the time, now, if something happens to me, you can't go back. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
I know.
You can't go nowhere. You ain't going back there. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us and all the people who, you know, I know you've touched somebody's soul tonight. And just keep being you and don't go back. You know what I
Oh, I'm
mean? Like
not.
don't allow yourself to go back down that road. Anybody watching, realistically.
Well,
There's ways that you can cope, and there's people that you can reach out to.
there was one
Stay
I used to
connected.
help. She was on the
Yep.
streets, and for 2 good years, and I helped her on the streets. I didn't care. I'll go to the streets. People were like, "Aren't you I know the streets. I know the streets as good as I do without the street." You know, it's like I know the ins and the outs of
Yeah.
the street. So you can't tell me I can't go to the street and tell somebody about what my testimony's about, because I might help them. And
Yeah.
one day I told her, because she's getting on fentanyl. Fentanyl's bad. That's something I didn't touch. Very blessed for that. Very blessed that I did not
Yeah.
touch fentanyl. But I did touch heroin, Dilaudid, Roxycontin, you name anything else, I touched it. But I'm blessed that I got out when I did, because I probably wouldn't be here today if I touched fentanyl. And that's another blessing too. But anyhow, she's clean today. Her and her boyfriend finally got clean. She had to have 5 Narcans to get her back. So she knows that that's not a way to do it. And I was in tears when I was telling her my testimony and telling her that she's got a purpose here on life. Regardless of what Satan's trying to tell you with the drugs, you have a purpose. And the purpose is you're a mother. And those kids want you. and they want a sober mama. They don't want a drug mama. And she's sober now, and I got to see her during Christmas because she came down. They don't live around here no more because they had to get away. And I understand because I had to too. Sometimes you have to. And she's got this belly on her, and I'm like, it's so good to see you so healthy, because instead of this little rail that you couldn't see at all, I'm like, heck yeah. I lost another one. And that's what when I see all these recovering addicts, it's like, hell, lost another one. Hell, lost another one. And I like seeing people get out of it because I like to see their smile. Their eyes will start, you can see the light start coming back. You don't see the sadness,
That's
the depression, all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I got to watch that through. And my sister, her boyfriend died a year ago from methamphetamine. She is sober today with the grace and mercy of God, helping me, or helping through me to get to her. She got her kids back. She's got her kids in her own possession. She lives in Athens now with me in her own place. And she is a year clean off of meth. She's on Sublocade as we speak.
Yay!
But she is doing great.
Oh, sister.
Yes, she is doing great. And my brother, he doesn't do anything unless he smokes a joint here and there, but that's about it. My brother never really did much. I'm very blessed to see that out of him. But yeah, I'm just blessed that I get to see certain ones come out of the pit, because we can. You just gotta want it, and you gotta really want it every day. We have to fight every day. Yep. And
every day.
That's the thing. Nobody understands that about us. We have to fight every day, because it can be one little slip up, and we'll want to try to go that way when we know, no, we got to go this way.
Yeah, for sure. All it takes is just one little bad decision.
Yep.
One decision. One decision for you to talk yourself into something that you don't want to go do. And that's all it takes, guys.
Snowball.
Yes. Snowball effect, for sure.
Small behavior.
Oh, yeah.
They do. They definitely do. So, just keep doing what you guys are doing, and, keep your connections and go to your meetings if that's what works for you. Just do what works for you realistically. We don't,
because we all are different.
Yeah, everybody's recovery is different.
Yep.
Ashley said, amazing job, girl. You did amazing.
Thank you, Ashley. I love you.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, I helped Ashley when she and I was on drugs really bad. I helped her and her friend that she had at the time stay at my apartment. And I took her in. And I loved her that much, I didn't care. I helped a lot of people even when I was on drugs. I helped whoever I could. I still had a heart even though I was on drugs. But I just didn't have the right things to do the right things. Now if someone says, hey, I don't have very much food in my house, well, I'll go in my cupboard and I'll get a whole box full and I'll drop it off at their house. That's what I do now. I try to help anybody and everybody. Me and my husband helps homeless people on the roads. We see people walking. I've picked up people that were addicts walking on the road, and I actually, one time I thought she was dead, and everybody kept passing her up, and I'm like, I can't pass this body. It's not moving. Like, if she's dead, that will be on my shoulders. And she wasn't dead. She was just lost. She was on fentanyl. She got in the car. I took her to McDonald's. I fed her, and she asked to go to rehab, where I went to rehab, and they had a bed open for her. So I drove her to rehab and took her to rehab, and she got clean.
Woo,
and
that's good.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. I'm his hands and feet to help. And if it's me to have to take you there, I'll take you there. If it's me to have to show you the love to get you there, I'll show you the love to get you there.
You guys heard it here. Jessica said, if you guys need help, reach out. She will help you. All 3 counties.
Yes.
Yes. All 3 counties. So your story reminds us that even in the darkest moments of addiction, that hope still can find its way in. Thank you,
Yes.
Jessica. We appreciate you. And like
Thank
I
you
said,
for
guys,
having.
if you guys, you're welcome. If you
Appreciate
guys
it.
need anything, reach out to Jessica. Recovery is possible, healing is possible. And sometimes the moment that changes everything is hearing the words that remind us what truly matters, guys. That's it right there.
Yep.
Yeah. You got anything you want to add?
No, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
being
and telling
vulnerable.
us your story. And yes, definitely being vulnerable. It takes a lot to tell, the whole world that
Yeah,
you've been through some
definitely
stuff.
when
You
you
know what
have
I
to
mean?
say you had sugar daddies.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
really bothers
Yeah.
me, but oh well, that's my past. That's not who I am today.
And that's your
I
story.
don't look at men
Yep.
like that
Not who you are.
anymore. I don't lust over men no more. I have one man I'm married to and I'm happy with. Happily married.
Yes. And you know, and you heard it here, guys. Jessica, thank you once again. We appreciate you. And just remember, guys, if you guys missed our episode, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. If you're not following the YouTube, our podcast on YouTube, go follow
Go
it.
do that.
He says, go do that. Go follow the podcast page. And we'll be making a shirt and we'll post it from probably a quote that Matt got from your testimony. So be watching for that, guys. And like I said, go like and follow our page here on Facebook also. And join us Wednesday. Join us Wednesday with Sabrina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brand Tackett.
Sabrina Tuckett. Join us Wednesday. I hear it. I think it's hers. Can you hear it?
I do.
Ecstatic. Yeah, I have 1 bar of battery left
Oh,
on my husband's phone.
well, we're going. Okay, that's God saying, guys, it's time.
Yep. Thank you. God bless you guys.
What is that? You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Join us Wednesday with Miss Sabrina Tackett. We'll be posting a shirt and go like and follow the YouTube page from Pages from Rock Bottom on YouTube, guys. You heard it here.
Over here.
Bye.
We're here. Bye, guys. All right, guys, join us Wednesday. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Bye.